Okay, so I made a shelf to go up here. I went out to the shop and I took the rest of the plywood, the 1/2 inch plywood that I used to make the bench, and I cut it into strips that are 8 inches wide, 3 of them, and cut them to length to fit between the walls. I'm gonna get some glue on the back of these cleats thing. I got marks on the wall where it's roughly supposed to go. Just gonna drive a screw in. Once again, that's just in the drywall. I'm going to be counting on the glue to hold that in. Over in the corners, different story, I got studs in there. So I'll just drive the screws into that. No, it doesn't need it anyway. These shelves are not going to hold up a whole lot of weight, so I'm not too concerned about it. It's another level here, actually another 2 shelves, and just going to get some glue on the top of these. Okay. Let's just set it down on the, what's there, this one's not fastened yet, so I'm going to position it. And I'll get a couple of screws in. Now I'm going to get some polyurethane construction adhesive on there, get some wood glue on here, another screw just to hold it in until the glue sets. And that's that. I can put a lot of smaller stuff on here, and that's mainly what's going to be in this room, smaller stuff. So the space between the shelves is 6 3/4. They're 8 inches deep, like I said. This whole thing is 82 inches long, and plus I've got space up on top as well. I got these 2 power bars yesterday when I bought some other stuff on sale for 2 for $4.99 or something. And I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one on the side of the other cabinet there. But I want to be able to screw through the front. See, there's these little slots here on the back here. If you look closely, you'll see that there's nothing ahead of them. So you can take your drill and actually drill right through the front to see where they put the screw. And then what I'll do is I'll just put screws in through the front. But first I got to drill a hole here with the hole saw for the cord to go down through. And I've also, rather than put a small trim there, this was what was left over from the plywood. So I'll put that across the back as a kind of a backsplash. I put the hole around about here. Start it from the top and finish it from below, so it doesn't, make a big jagged thing. Put that in. Another one here, and it's good. Just plug it in and be ready to use. Okay, well, I've got a lot of stuff moved in. I've got my shelves set up in the cabinet over here. I've got the power supply taken out for a few minutes, but I'll put it back in after. It goes on that bottom shelf. I don't have everything moved in here, but I got quite a bit. The shelves up here are starting to get loaded up. I added these little supports inside here on both sides because after I got these transformers up, it started to sag quite a bit. That shelf up there anyway, so figured put those in now, and they're not really in the way and they give quite a bit of support. The ceiling up here is something that I really should have given a little bit more consideration to, and I'm thinking now that maybe I'll go and get some, 2 by 4 foot ceiling tiles and just screw them up here to close it in, because it's kind of a black hole of darkness sucking all the light out of the room. Although not that bad because of these, these lights coming down here. So I had a request to have a look inside the power supply, so I'll take the lid off and take the camera in for a closer look. Okay, well, over on this side are the 2 regulator boards that, provide the power for the supply, and these are separate and individual. This supply is split and isolated. That means that this supply over here is separate from this one, but they can be bridged together by joining the terminals. Right here. I think the voltage, maximum voltage for this is 36 volts. So it would be 36, 0, 36 for a total of 72 volts. Here's a close-up of the meters again. Like I said, I got them from a piece of equipment that I got at the dump. I went and dropped some stuff off and saw it there and just grabbed it. I changed the scale. I reprinted the scale on these 2 and changed the function of the meters to measure current. These heat sinks that you see here are actually the ends cut-off panic sets. When we were installing doors, I had literally hundreds of those, and they make really good heat sinks, and they're really good quality aluminum. This thing you see here is a big high-powered dummy load with different impedances. That's at 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 ohms. And it's accessed through these 2 terminals on the front panel here, and this bank of switches. This is the light bulb that I talked about previously. It's a crude current limiting device, and what you do is you take the thing that you're testing and you plug it into this outlet. Could be a power supply or an amplifier, whatever. If there's something wrong with it and it's drawing too much current, the light bulb will reduce that current draw and also reduce the possibility of serious damage. I'm just going to plug it in and turn it on and show basically what it looks like here. You got a switch on the side here. It's got a light in it, although you don't really need it. So you see that the meters immediately come up. Like I say, this is a dual supply, so this one's independently controllable. And this one over here, I got the wrong knob. This is the voltage right here. So I can adjust the voltage as far down as I want to, and then this knob right here controls how much current will be supplied, right up to a maximum of, looks like about 2.5 amps. I did this power supply a few years ago, and I really don't have any solid documentation on it, but I will be writing a full detailed article on it and posting it on my electronics website, which I started a couple of years ago but really didn't do anything with since. But fairly shortly, I can't make any promises now, but it will join the other few that are already on that site. If you want to go and check out the other projects that are on there, there's a link in the description. Well, that's it for this one. It's also the last video on building this room. It's done now to my satisfaction, except I might do something with the ceiling, but that probably won't be covered. Also, there won't be many opportunities to be down here again, at least not on this channel. I can see myself in a couple more years maybe getting more into the electronics and, maybe starting another channel devoted to that kind of thing. I'm no expert by no means. When you compare what I know about electronics to what I know about woodworking, there's like a vast gulf. I'm way up here on the woodworking, and I'm just above the bottom on the electronics. I'm a good worker. I have a good work ethic, so that I plug away until I finally get it right. And in the meantime, I do pick up a little bit of knowledge that kind of sticks. But I noticed that when I started doing this again, just the little bit of stuff I was doing, how much I forgot. And it's amazing how much you learn and then you don't retain when you get older. When you're younger, you keep all that stuff, even the bad stuff, you keep all that too. So, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this series of videos, actually, the 3 of building this room, and we'll see you next time. Oh, another thing I thought I'd point out that the last part of this video covering the power supply, the audio was recorded with this little microphone right here. This is a little homemade lapel microphone that I rigged up especially for this. Having nothing but problems with the audio down here with the, you know, the Nikon camera. It has really poor audio. I put their own $160 microphone on the camera and it still sounds like shit. So got the Canon camera, much better camera. I've got this rigged up. I haven't even heard it yet. I know it's good though.